go through and mark my irrigation rows before I strip till, because I've had trouble with the cultivator wanting to follow the strip till. After I planted, I couldn't get the cultivator to follow me. I wanted to cut out the rows. So last year I went through and did that, and that seemed to help that a lot. And I do what Dave suggested with the double ditchers, and that's taking care of the residue problem. Because I've done furrow irrigation for 4 years, 2 years, or 3 years, 2 years consecutively, and then I did it back in 2003 as well. But I agree with Dave, the secret to the strip till is keep your ground firm. Don't try to go in and strip till real loose ground. I'm just in the process of purchasing what they call a vertical tillage machine, which is a disc looking type machine with straight discs, not much concave in them, and 7-inch spacing with a roller in the back. And they say that will work real good with the strip till. You don't run it very deep, but it'll level it off with size your material. So I don't know what else you might ask. I didn't answer any questions I'm getting at.
Any questions
Does anyone have any questions?
for Greg? Yep, over here.
Oh, all right.
I guess I just want to reiterate that about the, hearing again from you, what you said about the water going through. With strip till, it looks like a nightmare at times.
In my situation, we baled the corn. It was grain corn 2 years ago. We baled the stalks off. I disked it once lightly and went across it with a field cultivator, pretty much perpendicular to those windrows from the stalk shredder, and that dispersed the trash pretty well. And you really couldn't tell there was much trash there when I strip tilled it. I apologize, I don't have any pictures. It looked pretty good, but I didn't take any pictures.
I'm going to ask that anybody having any conversations in the back, if you can take it out to the hallway just so everybody has a chance to hear the speaker, that would be appreciated. Are there any other questions?
You said you've started using the double ditcher method.
Yes.
That Dave showed us. Do you use the same type of ditchers as he has?
I use a Hawkins
Okay.
ditcher because that's what I have.
Okay, yeah, that's what I was curious about. That's what we have at the station.
Yeah.
We're considering trying to use that double ditcher method. I was just curious how it would work with Hawkins as
Yeah,
opposed to with
no,
the long wings
it
on
worked good. I got along fine with it.
And you ran that through some pretty heavy residue.
None of my residue was what I would call real heavy because we baled it off, and so it wasn't anything that was real heavy.
Any other questions?
How's your year?
Greg, could you address, I know you said that 1 year you had, or maybe both years, you had enough moisture to plant into out of the 3 years. Do you basically try to get it planted and have enough winter moisture to get it germinated, and then you do your rows?
Last year I did my rows in the fall, and then did the strip tilling right ahead of the planter. 2 years ago, in 2012, was the first year that I owned my own strip till machine, and I strip tilled a little bit too far ahead of the planting, and I had, with 2012 being so dry and hot, I had lost some moisture. I didn't get as good a stand as I would have liked on some of it. But on some last year, on some new ground that I rented, I actually marked the rows right ahead of the strip till and strip tilled it. I just like to have as much done as I can for spring.
seemed like the people that have used on a ridge till basis over here, the few people that have tried this on furrow irrigation, one of the challenges has been they have to pre-irrigate to make this work. And the pre-irrigation cycle, then once you have your planter set up to go back through over the ridges, because it almost has to be a ridge till system to do that over here. Our windy season is May. I think it used to be March and April, according to what my wife tells me. I didn't grow up in this area, but I've been here for 35 years. And May is typically our windiest season. So a couple of the guys that tried this years ago with Calvin Pearson's 3-year project, they finally went to pivots. They went to sprinklers to get by because they were raking the residue to the dry row. And the conclusion at that time was that it really is hard to do because the wind blows it back. But we didn't have a double ditcher idea. No one had really come up with that. That wasn't even thought about. And to me, it looks like that's one of the main things, that, along with the packers that they have behind the strip unit. Those are the 2 major modifications that they have made. Eric could probably address that as much as anybody could.
Yeah, I haven't had experience in trying to irrigate up a crop. Like I say, 2012 was the first year I had it, and it was dry. In the spring, we had no moisture over the winter in 2011 and 12, and if I could have redone that, I would have strip tilled and planted within the same day. And I think I would have been fine. Moisture was there when I worked it, but I'm just not sure about irrigating up. I think it could probably be done, but it might take some refinements.
Any other questions?
This man over here was asking me about the yield, and last year I had a field. It was in grain corn the year before. I disked it once, marked it, and strip tilled it, planted it, and it made 31 ton silage. It was on a farm that I didn't think I even had enough water to irrigate, but it turned out I had just barely had enough.
Any other questions? Oh, yeah.
Are you doing strip till mainly with corn, or are you putting your other beets and other crops in there also?
All I got is corn. I have not tried it with beets.
Okay. Any other final questions? I thought we had one over here. Did you mention this? Okay, you got it. Okay. Nothing? Okay, well, let's give Greg a round of applause. Thank you for coming up.